Okay.
Tissue is I'm practicing on myself today.
Well, let's hear it.
Wait, next week. We'll be ready
I like
next
the
week.
way.
I
like the way.
Oh yeah.
I like the way you move.
Come on, y'all.
I like the way you move.
That's right.
I like the way you move.
I like the way you move.
I like the way. I like the way. I like the way you move.
Oh, I like that one, Mike. That was smooth, Kennedy. I like that one. Today. Well. Welcome to Milk and Honey Radio. We are here and we're ready to go. We're ready to do it. Do that again, Randall. Time. Hey, you know, that sound really country, but it's okay. I love it. We're here at Intellectual Radio. I am your current host for today, Michael C. Kennedy.
Yeah!
Oh my God. On the Milk and Honey Show. Who'd ever thought? Who'd ever thought? I want to thank Tashika Benson for this opportunity to be able to host this program at this particular time. But we're here every Wednesday from 5 to 6. And you can reach me, of course, on Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. And I still haven't gotten on Christian Mingle yet, but you know, it's probably gonna come eventually. You never know.
What about MySpace?
Yes, MySpace.
Right.
Wow, MySpace. Did you go all the way back?
MySpace is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can reach me, MC Kennedy. That's Kenady. Kenady. And I'm here with my host, Tashika Benson. Tashika Benson, actor, singer, playwright, comedian.
She is funny.
Man.
Not a comedian.
Let me tell you something.
Scratch.
She is somebody, people. You better Google her. Tashika Benson.
Stop it.
You know how I know Tashika is really?
How do you know, Mike?
Because she has 2 Facebook pages. So you can look her up. Tashika Benson.
2 Facebook pages?
2.
Wow.
Tashika Benson and Tashika Benson, the second Facebook page. She has a lot of people, a lot of friends.
What's the name of the second Facebook page?
Tashika's second page?
That's amazing. How'd you come up with that?
Stop.
I'm so glad to have you here, Tashika, today.
I'm so glad to have you here.
How you feeling right now?
I'm okay, thank you.
You feeling good?
I feel okay.
All right.
I really do.
That's good. I'm glad you're feeling good. And my one and only, my brother, my partner, my stage brother.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Randall Michael himself.
Hello.
You somebody?
Yes.
That's what my mama said.
Yes,
My mama said I was handsome.
Man, one of the best actors I know on stage.
Thank you,
Funny,
Thank you.
quick, man. This brother is a just all around good brother when he's
sometimes.
not drinking. But he's a good brother. Yeah, he's a good brother, and I
Michael,
really
I love
appreciate
you.
Wow.
it. Go ahead,
That was
Brandon.
fun.
Tell the people about yourself.
Well, as
How
you said,
can we find you?
I guess I'm a good person when I'm not drinking. Good thing I'm not drinking. I've taken a month off. So
Okay.
it's a wonderful thing. Anyway, like you said, my name is Randall Michael. That's like handle, only with an R.
Mhm.
And you can find me on Facebook, yourfavebartender.com. That's also another way you can find me. And hopefully, I'm really happy to be here. It's always good. Miss Benson, thank you very much for sharing this opportunity with me again. I'm really glad to see you.
You're
Glad
welcome.
Man.
doing well.
Thank you.
Take care. Okay, take care.
I
everybody, y'all take care of yourselves.
Take
That's
care of
right.
yourself.
Really,
You got
really
to.
do.
That's
We got
right.
to. It's
And
important.
today, I want you to know, people, I am really super excited
I see you
because
moving in your seat.
we have a special guest here today that I
do.
invited. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the president and CEO of Future Fresh Incorporated,
All right.
Mr. Ephraim Edie. Welcome to Milk and Honey.
Man, I'm glad to be here. Excited. Already feel the energy and the love in this room. I know we're gonna have a good hour.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff is about to come out.
Oh yeah,
Excited about it.
good stuff. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing. What is the Future Fresh?
So actually, the Future Fresh is a company that we started last year, and if you could think of it, it's really just a parent company of some other smaller companies that's coming out. One is that we already have, has been out for a year. That's Fresh Like Fresh. That's our clothing line. That's Fresh Clothing and Accessories.
All right.
We already have that. I'm rocking one of the hats right now.
I like that hat. I was going to ask you that earlier.
Yeah,
I like
you can go to
that.
freshlikeFresh.com and you can get some hats, some shirts. Fresh all day, the Future Fresh.
I like
And
Yeah.
then I'm also the pastor of Fresh Harvest Ministries, which is not your typical ministry. Thursday is the new Sunday for us. We actually have a timed worship service, you know exactly what time you getting out of church. I can't say that everywhere. 75 minutes is all we need.
I can vouch for that.
75 minutes is all we need. The best sound on the planet right now coming from 3570 West 5th Avenue. Go to freshharvestministries.org. Come visit us on a Thursday.
Man, come
free up your Sunday. Free up your Sunday and come
what
visit us
time
on
is it again?
6:30 to 7:45 Central Standard Time. 6:30 to 7:45.
Is it a cover?
Say that again.
Ain't no cover, is it?
No, ain't no cover. Ain't no
make
cover.
it then.
And I'm gonna keep it real.
All right.
The way I look right now is the way I minister the word.
Woo!
Keep the hat on and everything.
That's it.
Man, that's all
Hey,
right.
and let me tell you something. I can vouch for it.
Very diverse.
I mean, and it comes with clarity in a way that you can understand it. And a lot of the things I heard y'all doing a lot of great things over there, Fresh Harvest. I heard about a group called Fresh Mob. Could you tell us a little about
Fresh
that?
Mob is really, that's another part of what we do. It's under the Future Fresh. It's Fresh World Mission. So we go out like a flash mob, but we go out and actually go to shelters. We went downtown.
Wow.
Passed out over 3,000 bottles of water on one of the hottest days.
Wow.
We were actually doing game shows right there on the spot downtown Chicago. We passed out backpacks. We've been on trains, on buses. And MOB really stands for the ministry of blessing.
Wow.
So instead of going out and just offering Jesus Christ, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that, but just as important, we should be just walking the streets, being a blessing to people. And by doing that, actually, it in turn makes people ask who we are. And once they ask who we are, then we share the message of Jesus Christ with them. We also,
Ministry of Blessings. Huh?
Fresh Mob.
Like
that's what
that,
the mob
man.
stand for.
Fresh Ministry of Blessings. That's nice, man. That's real nice.
Yeah. So I see everything falls under the line of fresh. So if you want to Google that, and how can we find you? How can we find you, Ephraim?
You can find me on Facebook at my name is Ephraim Edie. Now, if anybody can spell that without going to their Bible, they're good. But that's EPHRAIM. Last name Edie, EADDY. I'm on Facebook. eFresh55 on Twitter. And Ephraim Edie on Instagram.
Man, that's awesome.
All those places.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. Y'all looked it up.
Man, glad y'all got me here.
Man,
I appreciate it.
Man,
are we allowed to ask him questions?
Huh?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So, what would you say, like the range of the people that you take out and you that are in the Fresh Mob and things like that? What do you think the normal age, the age range is?
All right, man, good question. First of all, let me just say Fresh Mob is open to anybody, anywhere, regardless of their affiliation with church. If they're not in church, whatever. If you just want to be a blessing to people, we invite them in. So the age range is anywhere from, we've had as young as, honestly, about 7 years old.
Wow.
Maybe the oldest has probably been maybe 50.
Okay.
But it's usually about 25 to 35 of us.
50 is the oldest.
Yes, that's
Mike. You can't go.
You know what?
But it's open for anybody as long as they can walk. And it's usually it's only for about 75 minutes that we do it. We blitz an area for about 75 minutes.
Wow, man.
And we just bless everybody in sight. So, for example, we'll go into a barbershop, pay for everybody's hair to be cut, walk out and say you just had a Fresh Mob experience and we're out, and just leave a little card, so we just walk around being a blessing.
Man, that's amazing. I had a chance to be with Fresh Mob on Thanksgiving and Christmas, as a matter of fact, and it was a very, very great experience for myself. I thought I was really going in to, give to people and, give, but I actually received something. Wow. So, it was one of my best days of the whole year. So I really enjoyed myself. So you get a chance, ladies and gentlemen, you should look this brother up and support him, stop out of church. I mean, just so much going on. I'm very happy to say that I'm connected to it very much. So, Today, so I invited him because we have a very special segment today called Ask the Men.
Ask the Men.
Yes. So all of you ladies out there that you want to ask questions, and I know most of us have questions about relationships and stuff like that. But there are things that maybe I'll start it off like this. There are things that and y'all expound, but there are things that ladies need to know about men. I just want, what do y'all think there are some things that ladies don't, that possibly may not know about men that they should know? I mean, for whatever reason, they don't know, that you think they really should know. How much time you got, Mike? Huh? How much time? Oh, man, we got a few minutes to talk about that.
I know.
I mean, you don't have to go through all of that, but I'm just saying, what are some of the things? You'd be surprised. There's some women that don't know certain things about men that they need to know. What would you say one of those things is?
Well, you can at least let me get in the house and take off my coat before you start telling me everything that went on with your day.
Oh,
I'm just
Really?
yeah. Can I get in the house? Can I step 1 foot in the
Because
door?
she asked you how was your
No,
day.
she didn't ask me. She telling me about her day.
So you can't even listen and take your phone off. You can't multitask.
I ain't even took the day off my shoulders yet. I haven't even
Next question.
so you saying you need? So you saying you need? You saying you need a little space before you get in?
Can I get a minute?
Oh my God, you've been gone all day, and now she want to just tell you, "Oh look, honey, look, this happening." And while you're taking it is not like she's saying, "Get in there and take the garbage out, wash the dishes," and the babies need their Pampers changed. She want to tell you about your day, and you're tripping. Next,
I'm just okay.
that's why Randy.
Yeah, but maybe see what he said. He said the man want to come in. He wanted to give me like 10-15 minutes to unwind.
Let me come.
She may be glad
before
to
you
see
start
you.
that.
Look, you talking about that now, but you gonna miss that. You gonna miss those coming and asking you how was your day and her telling you about you.
Hey, I would say at least. I mean, if you're gonna come in. If you're gonna come in and talk to me, like greet me with a kiss first. You know what I'm saying?
I will.
You know what I'm saying?
Greet you with a
don't
nice
just start
hug
talking and just,
hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about my day.
Just greet me with a kiss.
I will.
And if you greet me with a kiss and a few other things, we could talk about a lot. I'm just saying.
Oh,
here we go.
Told you. You know I'm gonna go there. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think what sometimes the ladies don't always understand is how much pressure a man is under all day long.
Every day.
I mean, not just from the work or business, trying to keep himself together, trying to aspire to be something in his life, having all that, sometimes that weight on you, walking into the house. I mean, brothers out trying to get the money, be somebody. I don't think women always understand how much men are tough on themselves and really trying to be something, because to be mediocre is to be a failure. So no man wants to be mediocre.
Amazing. And to piggyback off it, I think one of the things I think ladies need to understand, a lot of ladies don't, that when something is really bothering men, the less we like to talk about it. Because we internalize, and sometimes I notice that frustrate women when you don't want to talk. But a lot of times we don't talk because we don't really have an answer, and we're thinking. And it don't mean that we don't care. So, they'll get mad because they interpret our actions as that we don't care. You know what I mean? Because we can still play basketball, or we can still watch television, or we can still have
Set
sex.
it to the side for
Yeah,
them.
right. So they think that we don't care, but it's not that we don't care. We have a tendency to internalize. And I see Tashika, I see your finger up.
Yep, I got a question.
There you go.
So since I'm here with 3 guys, 2.5 men, I'm sorry, Randy.
Who is the half?
I'm a guest, so
Right.
I think I get a pass. Right?
Wow.
Brando, because he's making me upset.
That's horrible.
Go ahead with the question, please.
Brando, he's so sweet. Anyway, this is my question to you 3 guys. Why is it, because women can be emotional creatures, some women
In general.
some. So I'll take that. Why is it that men can be insensitive towards some women feelings? Like they don't want to hear, like if something is bothering her and then you're like, oh, okay, really, we back on this again?
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of times that men will sit down and listen. I'm not saying that that's what you all do, but a lot of times
I do it.
women pour their hearts out, and then the response they get is like, you ain't got nothing to say. And he's like, no.
Well, I'll just say, I mean, my answer is going to be a little curved, because I'm 16 years with the wife, 13 years married. And it took me years to get there. That's not something. I think women have an expectation that what you just described is going to happen because the person just met, or 2 months, 3 months, a year, whatever. I mean, you have to really, really, really be invested into someone and everything that they are really pouring out to you to really give of yourself truly. And in my opinion, from a man, I could just say that personally. It took me years to get that. One, to really understand what she was trying to say, because, y'all gonna take the long route home before y'all tell us what's really going on.
Ooh, yes.
Y'all like the shortcuts.
Really, exactly. So
Straight to the point.
So we have to discard of so much information before we really hear what you're trying to say, and that takes some time. That's not something that I think is honestly developed in just a few weeks or a couple months of just meeting someone.
You know what? I'm glad you say that it takes time. I really do believe it takes time. Another thing I want to point out is that you gotta realize the type of man you're dealing with too as well. Some men has been manipulated by women. You know what I mean?
Over time, whether it be their spouses
or their mothers,
and
a lot of times, if you ever seen, I don't know if you ever seen a woman cry, but didn't really mean what she was crying about. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen that? You ever seen?
Just like I've heard men apologize and they're really not sorry.
But we're not talking about women today.
Oh,
We're
okay,
talking about men today. So what I'm trying to say is, if you ever seen that as a man, sometimes it can make you very insensitive.
Oh yeah, tears in the store.
Yep, see,
they do. They sell tears,
just like weave and eyelashes and fingernails.
Walgreens, they sell tears in the store. I couldn't believe it.
Are you serious?
Right. You've been serious.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. There are tears.
They're called tears.
He said, "What
do you mean?" I guess when somebody want to cry. I don't know, but
Walgreens.
In Walgreens, they sell tears next to the eye drops. They ain't eye drops. They're tears.
They're called tears. Those are eye drops, though, right? They're called tears, but they're eye drops.
They say tears on.
Yeah, they're eye drops, though.
Anyway.
They're called. They're eye drops.
Further what you said.
I've never seen that.
But they're called tears, but they're eye drops.
My thing is, what would be the purpose of selling tears?
Well, I'm using it, I guess, as a metaphor.
Right. Okay.
Like you were saying, they cry for reasons that may not be the reason why.
Well, some do and some have.
Some don't. We can't group them all.
But one of the things I want to say is that I think women need to understand that when a man have seen that, it can make him very numb to your feelings, or especially if he's seen a woman manipulate and do things. Yes, manipulate with that and their actions. It can make you very sensitive as well. That's Tashika's finger back up again.
check out 9, sir.
Question.
Check out 9.
Earl said, "Man, I'm out of tears."
Check out 9, sir.
Right
next to the eye patches. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
But
what you about to say, Tashika?
I have another question.
Are we?
Why y'all saying it like these are good questions for women that may want to know?
That's good.
So these are
That's
good
why
questions, right? So this is my next question for men. Because sometimes, how much space is like too much or enough? How much space? Because I know that everyone requires space. So how much space is enough space, and how much is too much space? Like I think every relationship, and include women and men, you need your space. So how much space would you say is enough, and how much space would you say is just way too much space?
35 feet.
That's
the size. That's the length of a retractable leash.
Oh my God!
Now let's put this in perspective. Tashika, let's put this in perspective.
A leash.
Are we talking about relationship or are we talking about marriage?
Thank you.
No, we're talking. You can both ends, because everyone that's on my Facebook friends are not married and all of them are single. So both angles, because you used to be, if you're married, you used to be single. So what is the space parameter for either, for a marriage and for?
Again, I guess it differs. A woman can be in my space, and I just say my wife specifically. She can be in my space all day long if she's promoting me, if I'll use that term, if she's aiding me in something that I'm doing.
Y'all vibing.
Yeah,
I mean,
a man wants a woman constantly around, especially if she's feeding his ego.
You'd be surprised. No, I see where he's going with that.
If she's feeding his ego, where we sometimes want some space is when there are other demands that are constantly being asked for us to fulfill. Then that's when, and that's usually the way a relationship is, right? A woman wants certain things fulfilled, and it's not always. It's not always sexual. So since it's even more than sexual, and it got to be emotional, she needs to be touched, and she needs to be physically touched, and we still not even talking about sexually, right?
Yeah.
So that's when it's only so much that maybe we can give in an hour. So sometimes we just need a little space before we feel like we have to come back and give, that serious attention that sometimes the women require.
Right.
It's unnatural to hold hands walking down the street. Your hands naturally swing. You ain't natural. You can't just hold hands walking down the street and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Well, you know what? Here's my answer. I would think I would need as much space, only enough space so I can have the identity of being a man. I mean, there are certain things that I think women do that men are not into, and there are certain things that men into that women are not into. And sometimes, you know, you might want to do things that, you know, only apply to you. I mean, just say, for example, let's just say if I'm into sports and she's not, you know, I want to watch my sports. And I think if you're in a relationship or you're married, I think it's a compromise. You know, I think it's a compromise. If she likes, I don't like going to the mall and shopping. I like going there, knowing what I like to get and getting it and leave out. But if I'm with, you know, somebody I love and she likes to shop, then I'm going to find a way to adjust myself to be able to shop with her because this is her thing. You know what I'm saying? But if she likes to shop all the time,
that's a problem.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless she's using her own money.
But I'm glad you said compromise, because that's where if you go to the mall, it should be a little time that y'all together. Yeah. And then it's like, all right, I'm gonna go to this store, you go to that store, and then
I'm gonna go to the car and I'll wait for you to get back.
That's a little compromise.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I'm just saying, you know. Well, we got some Facebook questions, and I'm gonna get to some of these questions, you know, and because I put it out there. So we got some questions. And I'm gonna see if we can answer it the best way we can. I'm gonna start with the short ones first. All right. Okay. Here's it. All right. I think this is a kind of a typical question right here. It says, "Why do men lie from the beginning? Why can't they tell the truth and give us the option to deal with what's at hand from the start?"
Repeat that again one more time. I want everybody to hear that. Say it again. Not that it applies to me. I'm just saying.
She says, "Why do men, like it's all of us, from the beginning, lie from the beginning? Why do men lie from the beginning? Why can't they tell the truth and give us the option to deal with what's at hand from the start?"
Well, Randall can answer that.
Go ahead, Randall. You don't have to raise your hand. Nobody can see you but us.
In all fairness, why do any of us, mostly, like Chris Rock said it best, when you meet somebody the first time, you meet their representative. You don't mean who they are. Y'all know, y'all would not come to the table or come on a first date the way y'all wake up in the morning. In all fairness, y'all would not. The same way we don't come to y'all with all of our baggage. We try to keep that secondary. We try to keep that on the bench, so to speak. That's not the starter. That's not the starter me. You see, right? If I bring the bench me, you be never get in the game. Okay. And so sometimes, well, I'm just saying it's not that profound, but thank you. I'm just being honest. And to the most point, we should. But Grant, I saw a guy. He was like, "Listen, I live with my mother, and I'm balding." You know, he came out with everything in the beginning. And granted, he didn't get very many dates. It was a joke, a laugh, but he didn't get. But at least he was honest. And I'm not telling you to lie to people. That's not right. You shouldn't lie. But there's certain things that everybody need to know about you right off the bat. That's just fair. That's just fair, a fair thing. And you ask why men don't tell the truth. I won't go as far as say they don't tell the truth unless you're going to be straight up with it. A lot of people may be scared. Maybe coward seems like such a harsh word.
You know what I found out? That you can't even trust honesty with everyone. And I'm not saying that's a good reason to lie, but have you ever been in a position where you tell the truth
and it's hurtful
and they say you're lying?
Yeah. Wow. Oh yeah. That's the funny one. I like that one.
And then it's like, well, I should have lied. You kept the argument to a minimum. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I would put it back like this: why do people go on job interviews and not tell the employer that they're going to be 5 minutes late every day? Because they trying to get the job.
They trying to get the job.
You know, so I think you're going to situate the positives when you first meet someone. You're going to show all the positives, and because of what you're trying to accomplish, you're trying to impress someone. You're trying to be with someone.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I mean, I look at it like folks do at the job. You know, as soon as you sit down and you show that resume, that's not all you.
Yeah.
But it be on color paper and everything.
Yeah.
And but it's not who you really are. Right. I think it's just a known thing. But I will say that doesn't mean that you should be dishonest about who you represent yourself to be. Because in that question, it said, why do men lie? I don't think men are for the most part lying. I think they're just showing the positives as much as possible until they can relax a little bit. And
the ones that are, to keep it point blank, the ones that are lying in the beginning, I will go ahead and use the strong word of coward.
Somebody said
they're
fake
cowards.
it until you can make it.
No,
Didn't say fake it. Didn't say fake it. Didn't say fake it.
For the ones that are lying, they have to be cowards. If you straight up lying and you know you lying, but you saying this because you don't want to lose the person that you messing with, because if you tell them the truth, they gonna leave. They're not gonna mess with you, and it's too early for them to have anything invested in you to say, you know what, I'm gonna stick around because I see the potential in you. No, they're gonna be like peas. And a lot of times I notice women will do that. They'll fall in love with the potential instead of man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They'll do that. They'll fall in love with the potential, and then they be upset when you don't meet what they thought you could be.
Wow.
A lot of times.
Amazing.
So that's a lot. I think that's a lot of times. So you say, don't lie to yourself, sisters.
Yeah.
We lie, but don't lie to yourself.
And Nifisha said it's the same difference as doing what's needed to get it though.
But see, I'm gonna say this is why I disagree, because a person, and I'll use my example. When I met my wife, in my opinion, is a beautiful woman, and I showed her all my positives. But there came a point I specifically told her, said, listen, I'm not everything that probably you would desire right at this moment. You give me some time. I know what I will be, know what I can be, but I knew I had some shortcomings, I had some bad habits. Said, you give me time, I'll prove to be man that you
got a plan.
Can't keep your hands off of him. So, but you got to give a person time, and sometimes women aren't patient enough to allow a man to evolve or to be himself and show all of his flaws, because sometimes they're comparing that man against their father. Yeah. They're comparing that man against Jesus. They're comparing that man against Barack Obama. And that's not fair, because nobody's with Barack Obama. You weren't here when Jesus was here, and Jesus wasn't married, didn't date. And you don't really know what happened between your pops and your mom. So it's an unfair kind of comparison that sometimes women have. I understand it, but sometimes you just got to be patient enough to let a person evolve and unravel, and you'll see the true them. Just don't put the pressure on the person.
That is amazing. I think those some good answers. I really do. Here go Tashika.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Did you all see Steve Harvey? And it was 2 girls went on a date with these 2 guys, and they fixed the guys up to look, kind of
I saw
bad,
that.
Like bald them and made them.
That.
And so the women were, as people said, they were shallow because the guys didn't appeal to them. I was with the females. I just want to know, because see, the one thing that I do know is that your first attraction to someone is what you see.
Usually, yeah.
And I was like, well, okay, they were set up, but my thing is that's what attracted me too, because I can't say he's perfect for me, because the first thing that I got to be seen in public with you got to be seen with me. And unfortunately, no, seriously,
you just made him sound like a T-shirt.
No, but seriously,
you got to look good like an outfit.
I want him to be appealing enough that if I'm going down the street with you, it don't look like I'm with my daddy and not my husband.
Well, what if you got what if you got a ball spot?
We can work on some things, but at least if we finna go on a date, your representative ought to look better than you.
Well, maybe
see, that's why he borrows clothes, and that's where the lies begin.
Thank you, Marquita.
Right there, because we know that you want a man to look a certain way, and we may not be there right now. That's
not even the thing. I'm not saying. Okay, Ephraim, look, this is what I'm saying. Because I've seen guys, and you can see the potential in them. But these guys, they dress them to look bad. They didn't dress them to look like, oh, he got potential.
But why would they go on a date like that, though? And
that was my thing. So the setup was, if you know you're going on a date, you will try to
look a little better than normal.
Right, you're not gonna look like.
Yeah, but you expect us to be real. You expect us to be honest. You expect. What if that was really who they were?
Then there was no attraction, and I didn't see nothing wrong with them not being attracted to them. I wanted to.
Can I ask you a question? All right, so let's just say you saw a guy who had potential, right?
Right.
First date, he comes out, terrible stain on his clothes, terrible stain. All right, now y'all about to walk the street now.
Okay.
Are you gonna feel the same way that you felt when you first saw him? Like, man, he got potential. Then he comes out and got this ugly stain on his shirt that's right there in the middle.
I'm gonna make
white.
it known.
You're gonna make it known.
Absolutely.
All right, so
dear.
watch
Do
this.
you know you
watch
got...
this. Watch this.
Okay.
I'll use that. So if I have a flaw, I'm gonna try to hide it as long as possible, because if you make it known, it may embarrass me. It may make me feel bad. It may make me feel like you're attracted to me, don't like me, because you're too quick to point out the flaw instead of just remembering that potential.
But the thing is, okay, let me ask you, Ephraim. When you met your wife, what did you notice? The first thing that you noticed, what was it?
About my wife?
Yeah.
Her hair.
Her hair. Now, just imagine this. You meet the same female, and she got a bald spot here, and this part got braids and is nappy. Would you honestly probably have approached her?
So all right. When I saw her, I knew I wanted to. So I've only been in 2 relationships in my life besides my wife. So for me, seeing her under those terms, then I may not figure I want to invest myself long term. Seeing bald spots after seeing it, then I already know. Then that's just not a person I'm thinking long term. So that's is going to change my approach to the young lady.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So these females, this is what they seen. This guy had the bald spot and hair like Jefferson, and the head warts like, and this is what she see. She have no other. This is all. This is what she's got in front of her. So she don't have like, oh, I've been knowing this guy for years. This just happened to him. I've been knowing him for years. He looked good. This a bad day.
And wasn't that a first date kind of situation?
That was the first date.
But see, and that's too much to expect on the first date.
No, appearance is everything. I'm sorry. It matters to me, I guess.
Appearance
matters to a lot of people.
It does. Somebody just said this. Appearance is everything.
Status.
Right.
You think about it this way. Look at a man right now can go into McDonald's today and see a hot chick at the register and take her out. A woman would never do anything like that. Never. A woman go to McDonald's.
You know what? I was just gonna say.
It could be Tyson.
I was just gonna say.
Whatever brother you think is fine.
You know what?
It could be a brother back there.
I was just gonna say. Let's reverse that thing.
Cute. Can I get that long?
Yep.
And roll.
That's right.
And would not.
I would not.
I'm gonna have to agree with
you. Know what I mean? But that's another thing, though. See, that's how women. You talk about being. Well, I think women. We get the bad rap for being so physical. You know what I mean? We are physical, you know, naturally. But I think when it comes to certain things, women are a lot more shallow.
Well, a female on here, Marquita Brown, she said, you don't have to be sexy, but you have to dress the part.
Okay, I got another question. Okay. I got a question.
I'll argue
since we on that. What if you go out with a brother that is nice looking, he dressed right, smell good and everything, but then you find out that he's not even making a lot of money. He's a
fry cook.
There you go. He fried a chicken at Brown's Chicken.
You want to? Okay, go ahead.
But you don't know that.
Okay.
You don't know that, but he has great conversation. He talks well. He's intelligent. He has everything. You know what I mean? And then you just find out that he doesn't even. He still stay with his mother.
Okay. Now the thing is, for me, I know.
But he's attractive.
Yeah, I wonder, what are your long-term goals? Because if your long-term goals is staying with your mama and working at Jack in the Box, then we probably won't work.
Why you pull
because
that?
Because I do have if I have goals and I'm trying to get somewhere,
at least that
you
man
back there, that
get a
ain't gonna
chance.
work.
At least that man get a chance. You're saying that if a man don't even is dressed up the part, he don't even get a chance coming in the door because you find yourself not even attracted to him.
Well, you gotta look at, Mike, I look at life like this, and unfortunately that's just how I am, because I have standards, and I don't want, I'm not gonna go beneath my standard. And even now, you if a lawyers usually date lawyers or somebody making that type of money. Even in entertainment, you see Beyonce and Jay-Z, right? They seek what they match with. And no one's gonna, even pastors, the first ladies, most first ladies look like first ladies and act the part. And
Yeah. Oh, you said most. Okay.
Most.
Here you go.
Act the part, dress the part, and it's most of them. And there's a certain standard that they have that people give them, like, oh, she should dress like this, or and if you went somewhere, and I don't care how the women in church dress, if the first lady had something on that the people in church had on, they would say something again. Look what the first lady got on.
And they maybe they
why her dress so short? Wow. Why she sleeping in church? They would notice the first lady more than they would notice what any other and me. I got, if I'm going somewhere, the guy that I'm with, I want him to look the part. I want him to look like we belong together. Right. I don't want it to look like, hey, I'm taking care of him, or come on, he drunk, falling out somewhere, and I'm dragging him around like I'm taking care of him. Horrible. No.
But I think that's part of why, again, the question was, why do men lie? We know women have a certain expectation coming in. There we go. And we may not be there at that moment.
But we still want that woman.
But we still want that woman. And so often sometimes it's just to buy some time until we get it together. And it's just, is a woman going to be patient enough? And unfortunately, women have been patient with the wrong people. It gives the men who are really trying with potential.
I think that too is age. I think age allows you a lot of time to be patient, and then when you get a certain age, it's like coming in. You got your stuff together.
That's true.
20, 19, 18. Okay. You still trying to develop this. You still trying to get this together. I get it. But 39, you about to be 40, and you living in your mama basement, dude. No.
But wait. Let's back that up.
Okay.
But what if he has potential though? What if he is really
40 though? That's tough.
Foregoing,
that's tough.
But what if he's really foregoing some other expenses because he desires to make it in some other?
What if he had a major setback?
Okay, listen to some of the comments. Shamika McKinnon said, "A man without a vision perishes. You got to have a goal beyond waking up every day." Marquita Brown said, "But majority, if you tell the truth in the beginning, you just might hook."
So can I answer Marquita? Now that's exactly how I operate, and that's why I even mentioned what I told at the end.
Told your wife,
my wife, when I first met her, because I believe that honesty can be so very attractive, and the truth can actually be a draw. So in my opinion, it's better to be honest on the front end. Two things I'll say, and I've said this before. My mother told me as a young fella, just have fun. I saw people in relationships in high school, 3 and 4 years. I apologize if anybody on the set. And I used to be like, why are they so tied in at 13,
so young,
14 or 15? And then the second thing my sister told me was never lie to a woman. Be upfront with her. Be honest with her from the very beginning. That way, if she gets involved, it's on her. And that's been my motto all my life.
That's real.
So I understand, because if I feel like I'm the prize anyway, if she isn't in agreement with it, then she lost, not me.
Marquita says yes. Shamika said a good woman will push and support his dreams.
Yeah, we talked about that with space.
Well, I got another question here. That was good.
That was a good question.
That was good, but I'm got another. Now this is a long one here, but see if we can get through this. Why is it when a man get into a relationship knowing he isn't ready to settle down, but lead a woman on, when it gets serious and on down the road, the guy leaves the relationship because he finds out the woman he's been dating is really good marriage material and not someone he can use or play with? Then they use the phrase, "It's not you, it's me." Why not just let it be known that you don't want anything serious as soon as you enter the relationship, so the woman can play her cards right?
Michael, even if you do, we still catch feelings. You acting as if you tell somebody that you don't want to be in a relationship. Y'all going out, y'all hanging out, y'all being intimate. Feelings develop from that, no matter what. A wise young person told me that a man, like I said, a man is the head and a woman is the heart of a relationship. So if you can't trust a man with his head and you can't trust her with your heart, then y'all shouldn't be together. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people always, Lord, send me a man. Lord, send me somebody. and we end up praying for somebody that is right there for us at that time. But we don't pray for somebody to grow with. We don't pray for somebody to see where we going. We pray for somebody right now. You know?
Yeah.
And a lot of times we find ourselves, and again, this is not any knock on you, but I feel like when you say you only 2 relationships, thank God that it's working out for you the way it is.
Yes, sir.
Thank God for that. You know what I mean?
But
I look at it as relationships are like cars. If you ain't driven enough of them, you know, how can you don't have a license to really be involved in one. You shouldn't be involved in one, because relationships like cars can kill people if manned improperly.
Right.
You know, and so you got to really be willing to lose to win. If you cut your losses early, because if somebody you sitting there, the man told you he don't want to be in a relationship, but you right there with him, you staying with him, you hooking up, y'all hanging out.
But according to her, she's saying that the man have led her on as to believe that he wants to be.
But he said if he's not ready, he said, well, how come when a man tells you he's not ready for a relationship? Ain't that what she said? Well, read it again. I mean, maybe I misunderstood it.
Well, let's see. Let's go.
Because I thought you said when the man says that you're not ready for a relationship.
Yeah.
And y'all
says, Why is it when men get into a relationship knowing he isn't ready to settle down, but lead the woman on?
Oh, okay.
That's my fault. Get serious later on down the road.
I misunderstood. That's my fault. My fault, ladies.
I think sometimes men do that because, I mean, men don't always want to say it, but a man don't want to be alone either.
Yeah.
So
waiting something better.
Sometimes it's just having somebody just for a little while. Now, it ain't right.
It ain't right.
But sometimes
it ain't right.
They want some company.
Back to being scared again.
They want some company. It's not right, but
don't want to take it out.
Gotta be man enough.
Just come visit.
Gotta be man enough to be alone. Gotta be
Stop
man
by. We call you after 11. Stop by.
Yeah.
Let's Netflix and chill.
Is that what they do?
Nothing wrong with watching a movie.
That's what they say, Netflix and chill.
But this is why you should always put things up front before you even get
Netflix and chill.
You know, before you even get serious, you put your expectations up front and where we are and where we're going.
That's right.
And what is the plan here, and be upfront about it and be honest about it. And I think in this particular situation, she gives the impression that the guy's not really being honest. He's portraying something that he's not, which just goes back to the other question: why do men lie? But anyway,
Mike, can I just say this real quick? Now I say this. It's Randall, right?
Yes, sir.
Randall and Mike.
Yes, sir.
That wouldn't you agree? That's why a woman should make a dude wait, so that because eventually his intentions are gonna be revealed.
It's going to be revealed.
If a woman doesn't want to be led on, make that dude wait. Yeah. Because the longer he has to wait, you're gonna find out why he's really there.
No, I disagree with that. I'm just kidding. No, you're 100% correct. Absolutely not. No, you're right. You're 100% right. And that's what I do. You know, Mike. You know what? I try to give my girlfriends advice. I try to give them advice like I give my daughter advice.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to, because I mean we not got to be vulgar, but you got to keep it real.
And those are things that I would say to my daughter.
Of course, be willing to lose to win. Be willing to lose to win.
That's
lose. There you go.
Right. So
lose it and gain yourself.
Exactly.
Lose that man and gain yourself.
Exactly. Let's see if we can get a couple more questions in here. All right, here's another. I think this is a really good one. This is coming from a married woman, and she says, "Tell me, why is it so difficult for men to seek counsel from another man that has more experience than them? Why is it easier to go to a woman?"
Oh, that's your situation.
That is good.
That's
okay,
I'm gonna have to sit back on that one.
Now I think that's a situation person.
First of all, all right. So I'll just say this. Sometimes it's easier to go to a woman because often men will first approach their mother about their problems.
Wow.
And a mother's voice is going to be calming, whether she agrees or not. A mother, is going to love you. She's not going to mistreat you after you expose yourself. And so I think that's why sometimes it's easier to go to a woman. To go to a man, first of all, men looking another man in an eye and confessing or showing weakness is rare. It's not happening in many places, not even in homes where there's a father and a son. So for a man to really do that, they would have had to have some experience, in my opinion, at a young age that helps them, kind of unmask themselves to another man. And sometimes a man, you can pour your heart out to a man, and a man looking at you like, man, dude, if you don't suck it up, dude, you know, like, man, if you don't get out of my face with that. And so there's that sensitivity isn't there always with a man.
Right.
Most times it's there with a woman.
Oh my God, I think that is a great answer. I don't have nothing to say behind that.
That's
Mike playing in the shallow water.
Hey, I'm not. I think that's a very good answer. I really do think that's a very good answer.
Well, look, you know what? We got 3 minutes. So with these last 3 minutes, I just want him to basically tell us the flow of your church service, because you know we talked about how old church services used to run, where they had devotion and then the choir,
then
they would do offering, and then they would do the choir would come with the beat selection, and then after the beat selection they would take up the what they call it, post saints offering.
And you have to hear from the home informed mission.
So we want to know with this, you said 75-minute service.
Yeah.
So tell us about your service.
All right. So again, Fresh Harvest Ministries. You can visit us, freshharvestministries.org. 75 minutes of worship. That's Thursdays, 6:30 to 7:45. It's early enough for you to come straight from work, but then it's early enough to get the kids home in a decent hour. We do food right after 2.
That's right.
So for those that come
sometimes
straight from
chicken.
work. But really, our worship is authentic. We want people to be authentic from the very beginning. So no offense to the dress up of Sunday. We say don't dress up. Dress the way that you feel comfortable dressed, that you would dress every day. This is how I dress today. And if I was ministering today, this is what I would minister in, had included. We want people to be themselves. And we believe that the Holy Spirit has a way of making the person into what he or she should be, not necessarily by rules. So having said that, we do worship for 30 minutes. We go right to the word for about 35 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes is announcements or just us just kind of talking or whatever. And we're done. That's it. It's nothing, kind of announcements before, after, words from such and such. Once they sing that first 30 minutes, they're not coming back again. It's a smooth transition from worship, word. We receive the gifts. Let's go eat. That's how we do it. And it's diverse. The sound is totally different. I'm not saying anything against anybody else's songs, but we're not singing your average songs. We're not singing about pain or hurt or even the past. We're singing about Christ. We're singing about love and loving him. So that's what we're about. And we keep it fresh.
Yes.
I challenge everybody. So tomorrow's Thursday.
Yes.
So,
come on out.
It is Thursday.
It's Thursday. So
That's
I'm
right.
gonna go. I'm gonna go to the service. He says from 6:30. 7:45, and I'm gonna make sure that I go. So I want to know how many of you all are going to join me on tomorrow.
Brandon,
hit me up. We're gonna link up together, and we're gonna go to the service. It's on Central Park and 5th Avenue.
3570.
So you all make sure 3570.
West
Make sure
5th
you
Avenue.
all
Yes.
meet me there.
Yes.
Meet me there. Be
Meet us
there.
there.
We're gonna be there on tomorrow. Look, this has been Milk and Honey
Thank
right here
y'all
on
for having
IntellectualRadio.com. We thank Ephraim for being our special guest, and we thank Michael Kennedy for being our guest. For being our host. Look, I love you all, and if you don't love me, you better not die. Never compromise your integrity for popularity. It ain't worth it.
Yeah.
I
like when you can't hear the music, girl.
I like the way you move.
I like the way you move. I like the way you move.
I like
the way.